Welcome to the Aesthetic mini-series. I'm so excited about our first guest today. She's a family nurse practitioner that specializes in aesthetics. She has injected some of your favorite celebrities and models down here in South Florida. Help me to welcome aesthetic family nurse practitioner, Heidi.
Hi, how is everybody? I'm glad to be here with Jonathan. He actually helped me come into the field, so I'm very happy to be interviewing with him.
Nice. Now, Heidi, tell me a little bit about it. How did you, now a lot of our audience are going to be aesthetic, obviously, in the industry. But for the people that are maybe breaking into the market, tell them a little bit about the role of aesthetic injector and how you got into that.
Basically, this is very different from being an actual nurse on the floor. You're pretty much on your own. You're responsible for your own complications. You have the doctor there to back you up, obviously, but he's doing his thing and you're doing your thing as an aesthetic injector. So it's very important to get your education, to dot your I's, cross your T's, and kind of just never stop learning so that you can give your patients the best care possible. It's not like in the floor where you have guidelines, you have a lot of tools there to kind of streamline everything. This is not streamlined by any means. You can kind of, just be as creative as you want, but you also have to be responsible to give your patients the best outcome.
Gotcha. So in the aesthetic industry, how do you feel as though with breaking in? How hard is it to break in?
It's hard, but it's like anything. I mean, anything you do, any job that you have, it's not just aesthetics. It's hard, it's difficult. You don't become good overnight. You don't become the best you can be overnight. You have to really spend your money on education. You have to knock on doors. You have to DM people and say, hey, can I shadow you? How did you do it? If you work with a doctor, if you're currently working as a family nurse practitioner and you see that you are not going to be hired by a plastic surgeon or anything for the cert, you can kind of tell the doctor, hey, can I start injectables here? I want to take courses. I want to, open accounts with the reps, all of that stuff.
Nice. I know that'll be very valuable to new grads coming out of college that want to become in the aesthetic industry. What advice would you give a new grad that maybe want to break in?
If you're a new grad and you worked in home health your whole life, I wouldn't go into aesthetics.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have to know, you kind of have to have that background, that critical thinking that a hospital gives you. Because even though it seems super easy that you're injecting the face is full of blood vessels, full of muscles, and you can have a complication and a really bad one if you don't know what you're doing. So it's not something to be taken lightly. I know that a lot of times people think we're just here injecting. We go home and we worry about our last patient. We call our patients the day after just to make sure that they're okay. So it's not, you really have to know what you're doing. It's not something that you just like step out of school and say, hey, I'm going to start injecting. Let me open up a few accounts. You have to kind of get the education. I can't stress that enough because wherever you go, first of all, they don't want a new injector. And second of all, if they do hire a new injector, they want somebody who just didn't go to a Botox training and all of a sudden has a certificate to inject Botox. They want somebody that knows what they're doing because the patient's safety is at risk, and it can be your family member.
And that's very true. I know a lot of people think aesthetics is just fun, social media, let's get likes and follows, but there's a medical side.